Good afternoon again. Welcome back to the African Messenger, and this one is kind of like incredibly sensitive and a little bit more emotionally charged, if you will. And it's about these all these young people, like African young people, coming here to the U.S. Their parents have sacrificed so much, bringing them here from refugee camps and bad situations, and some parents have even sold their houses. They have done all these incredible, great things and all these sacrifices for these kids, for you and me to be here to take advantage of the best schools and get a good life, if you will. But it hurts really, and I'm being honest here. It hurts to see that a lot of these young men are wasting their time into things that don't make any sense. Really, seriously, a lot of them are kind of trying to go. I mean, you are trying to go for easier way. I mean, easier life. How is that working for someone? You know where you come from. And you know what your parents have been through, the wars, all the people back home who hope, they wish they could even get a little bit, a little bit of taste of a better school, a little bit of a taste of like a better place to, a good place to sleep, some food to eat, a little bit of a mix of something of what you get. Yet to see people getting here, especially young people, forgetting where they come from and what their parents sacrifices, and they get to sit down really seriously and honestly, aren't putting in a lot of efforts. It doesn't mean it's all of them. I mean, congratulations and kudo to those who have really understood what it took and what their parents had to sacrifice for them to be where they are right now. And they're putting in efforts to graduate, to do school, and to do better things, and to contribute to society and be productive members of society. But then I look on the other side and I see all these people. And I'm meeting these, and some of them are like friends, We used to be together. And today, I mean, like, really, honestly, I know not everybody is destined for, to be a doctor or to be this, but it doesn't mean you don't have to put an effort to improve your life, to actually be better into something, to do something productive, to not try to take shortcuts, wasting your time with things that don't really make sense. And each and every one of you out there, you know what I'm talking about. People are wasting their times into trying to really go close faster, not spending time into trying to better themselves in terms of education, trying to go for really regular jobs like McDonald's, and like I'm not insulting anybody who works at McDonald's or like Cars Jr. or a car wash place or something. I mean, everybody had to go through that at some point in their lives. But what I'm saying is look beyond that. Look for something inspiring. Look to better your life every single day. Don't be that person who's really stuck doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, it doesn't really make sense. You have to think about being better. If you can't think about being better for yourself, think about being better for somebody else, for your cousins back home, for those people who didn't have that chance, that opportunity to get to where you are. I mean, to have the same opportunities that you have. You know, Stop thinking more about like I'm gonna take shortcuts and hang out with my buddies, and they sell drugs, and like on this corner, the law enforcement or the police isn't gonna catch me, and therefore that's gonna, yes, you can make a $2 or $20 or $100, even $1,000, but how is that helping you? How is it helping you spending time really being the same? For the last 5 years, you've stayed the same. You can go to school, you don't want to go to school. You stay and do the same jobs, like bagging people groceries. I mean, to be honest, again, I'm going to say this. I have done that at the beginning of my career. I did something like that. I worked in the store, and it's great. It doesn't mean there's nothing wrong with people who work there, but you need to start thinking about bettering yourself, because you represent not only yourself, you represent your family, you represent the sacrifices that your parents made it to make you be here. You represent everything that is an embodiment of everything that your parents looked for. I believe that if they decided, they could have left you stay there. For example, I mean, like, had you stayed in Africa, then you could have stayed there and like in some part really be miserable like all those people who were miserable. Stay in a refugee camp and don't have any improvement or anything to look forward in life. But here you are with great opportunities to go to school, to educate yourself, to be better, to do better, even for your parents. I mean, wouldn't it feel good if your parents had to go through so much and at some point you finish school and you are able to say, Daddy, Mommy, thank you for everything you did for me. Here is a house for you. Here's a car for you. Here's something, like to show for, to say, I'm thankful for all the things, for all the sacrifices, for all everything that you have done. To send $100 back to your cousins and say, you know what? Send him to school. Let him be better. I'm going to try to help him. I'm I'm trying to resonate with you to kind of like help you understand and think. To all the young people out there, you need to understand one thing is like you may say this is all for me, but it's not for you. You need to start thinking, really seriously sitting down and thinking about all the things you're doing, the actions, your actions are going to have consequences. They're just not going to go unnoticed. And you need to understand this. You need to sit down and really think seriously and look where you come from and see where you come from. What is there? What is it that you left behind? If you don't know, maybe you came here younger, then you need to talk to your parents and ask them and tell them, explain to me, what was life like where we come from? And then maybe that will start making you think and try to understand that you need to put the best efforts out there to improve your life and to improve the life of people around you and to improve the life of society, because it's not worth anything to take shortcuts. They don't lead to anything, and that's something that you need to understand. So to all the young people out there, especially African kids who are coming here, stop trying to be somebody else. Stop trying to imitate somebody else. Stop trying to take shortcuts. Stop trying being staying stagnant, being in the same position over and over again. Start thinking about yourself, your future, the life of your family, the people you left behind, and the opportunities you have at hand. And most importantly, stop complaining, because things aren't happening in life. You find reasons and excuses. There's no time for excuses anymore. You need to stand up, pick yourself up, and say, this is what I have right now. How can I work with what I have to better myself? You may not have a lot, but I'm going to remind you, you don't need a mansion, or you don't need a house, or a house with two parking spots, or like your parents with a lot of Mercedes Benz and like BMWs. No, that's not what you need. What you need is what you have right now, and you need to start thinking about what you have and how you can improve on what you have to get to where you want to go. But the first thing is you need to have a vision, and a vision, you need to dream. You need to want something better to be better, and wanting something better doesn't mean taking shortcuts. Every better thing comes with hard work. You need to understand that. All the young people out there, you need to understand, you have a vision, you have a dream, but it's not going to happen overnight. You need to work toward that dream. And even if it doesn't come to be, at least you've tried working for it. So stop trying to make excuses and take shortcuts. And stop embarrassing your society, your community, and your family. And start bringing pride back to where it belongs. And start showing that you're capable of something, quite frankly. So I thank you very much for listening in today, and I hope that's been helpful. We can have this conversation back and forth, but I'm just trying to help you think. You need to think about your future yourself and what is it you bring to the table, because I think it's really quite impressive for someone to stand up to say, I am done with this life now. I'm about to move on forward, and I'm going to be productive. I thank you again for tuning in and listening to us, and we hope you come back next time. Please leave us suggestions and anything that you find useful and any topics you want us to talk about. From the African Messenger Studios, sorry about that, I always forget this. This is Mr. Gloria Gazal saying peace to you.